but I've got a sweet escape. On the bright light, illuminate my face. On the bright light, it's shining down on us. On the bright light, illuminate your face. On the bright light, that's when I come alive. Baby, take me higher. I wanna see the whole sky. See the galaxy's reflection in your eyes. There's nothing that compares to this energy. I've got a sweet escape. On the bright light, illuminate my face. On the bright light, it's shining down on us. On the bright light, illuminate your face. On the bright light, that's when I come alive.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues, and the grind for this season is really getting hot. I'm joined here by my good friend and amazing co-caster, Jaegers. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Amelia. I'm excited for this matchup. The playoffs aren't for another 2 weeks, but nobody told these guys win and you're in is the motto for tonight's match.
Yeah, it's basically like a pre-playoffs matchup with the same implications as a round one matchup. If you win, you're in. You lose, and you go home. We've got Dragons versus Venganza here. Of course, starting out in the Titan League, probably game of the match if we had to call one before they've been played. Um, but an absolute banger on our hands. Both teams 6-7. Venganza, of course, defending champions, haven't had the same strength that they had last season so far. But this is where they get to prove themselves, get that ticket to the playoffs, and show up for that as well. Hopefully, so it should be a pretty good matchup. A lot on the line here.
And merely Titan League's extremely exciting this season with the MMR salary increase, MMR cap increase. We have some 2K players on the docket. We got Bluey, Magic, Brandon, and Rocky Airs, and the thirds aren't too bad themselves. Merely, they've been around for a while as well, and Vulcan and Teshega.
Yeah, and those are some names you'll definitely recognize. Like you said, fantastic players. With the MMR ceiling being increased, so did the baseline. So I know some Titan players in the past, they would kind of groan when they get a low 1700 on their team when to a 2K player, that's basically a bronze baby. Even though
Insane.
to most of us, it's still an insane player.
Yep.
For to them, it's just like a below average player. But with the increase 1800s, and we can see that it has had the effect of creating well-rounded rosters, creating the highest level of gameplay um, for the entire league. With that said, Dragons versus Venganza, I believe Venganza were the ones to win this matchup pretty handedly, 3-1 earlier on in the season. Of course, it's the end of the season. The uh, the implications here are a lot different. Do you think this is going to go the same way, Jaegers?
Merely, I think it's gonna go the distance. I'm not too sure if it's gonna go the same way. The crowd's predicting the Dragons are gonna win. The power rankings are predicting Venganza, so could go 50-50. I'm a Dragons homer right now, so I'm gonna say Dragons in five.
And we would love to see it. No matter what, of course, we do want to see a good series. As we're getting started off here, starting off game one, be interesting to see how things develop. It's Brandon getting that clear out, trying to find Teshega. Can't quite get the pass across. It's instantly cut off, and you're going to see a lot of that throughout this series. These players are so fast, following a lot of the meta. I mean, this is the closest that we can get to mimicking RLCS in our little league here we call home. These players are going to be fast, they're going to be speedy, and we can see Brandon here trying to get the double touch pass middle. Can't quite find it. That one's going to be cleared out by Vulcan. The center clear. Rockiers needs a little bit of help here in the corner. He does get it. And Brandon's fast enough to keep going with this one. Gets it over to Teshega with the shot.
Oh,
Will be fast enough. And Vulcan can't quite get there. What a way to start off game one.
and yeah, Vulcan was just a little bit awkward. He had full boost, but he just went a little too far forward. And a nice pass from Brandon to Teshega to start off the scoring.
And that's a great clear all the way from the defensive half. The speed from Brandon will be an issue, definitely, if the Dragons allow it to continue to be one. And now they're the ones who are going to have to bring it back in the game. Still starting off early. That's a great pass middle, but can't quite find it over Magic. That'll be Rocky
Oh,
Airs
what a
looking for the
shot.
shot. Can't quite find the angle. Teshega too awkward to put one on net. But they will be able to keep the ball in play, and Brandon coming through once again beats out the defender, and this is a very strong start for Venganza.
And Venganza just has so much pressure. They're looking like the quicker team here. Rockiers to Brandon, and Dragons are just scrambling on defense right now. And they don't have an answer. They need to get out of their half.
I think that's completely on point right now. What we've seen so far, the first minute's gone by. It's
Oh,
Venganza that has looked like the faster team. Brandon, not going to miss that read. The follow-up shot, a little too low. You're not really going to be able to get that one past the Titan defender. The ball's cleared out once again. Magic taken to the sidewall, looking for the double. Does find it towards net, but once again, it's just a lob on target. It'll be easily sent away. Speaking of sent away, Brandon going to try to get this one over the top. This is a dangerous
good
spot. He's
touch.
going for the flip. He doesn't
Oh
quite get it, but the
my.
pass is beautiful. Rockier is so ready for that moment and takes full advantage.
And you know, merely the defense was respecting the reset. They know Brandon's a good player. He normally gets those, and they weren't expecting Rockiers to come through, putting it top left and in. Venganza has a commanding lead right now.
That's just a fantastic adaptation as Brandon gets bumped off the double there. 3-0 in the first 2 minutes. Dragons need a strong response to show they're still in this one, but game one is looking like Venganza has the full reins of control. Magic will pop this one out, trying to get towards a teammate. Bluey popping it as well, trying to get back to it. Will be 50'd into the corner. And now it's Brandon's possession. That's always a scary sight. There's no one really left back at the net. Bluey has to rush back. A little bit of awkwardness on defense, and now the Dragons once again gonna have to fight to try and wrestle control. Bluey gets it only as far as the corner once again. Does get sent out.
Oh,
And
what
that
a
one
shot.
is past the defender. Dragons finally find themselves on the board, and it's the speed from Bluey that does it.
I know that was a very good play by Bluey. With the 50, comes right back up. Rockiers wasn't expecting the rush, and not amazing shot, but a good quality shot. One that you should make, especially in Titan League. And just puts one step closer to tying this game.
That's a great goal to bring it back. Still plenty of time left in this game. There, Bluey just recognizing the importance of getting to the ball as fast as possible, not necessarily getting the highest quality shot on net. They've still got some more work to do.
Oh, what a
It won't be
50.
easy, but
Oh
the
my
double tap from
goodness,
Vulcan
Vulcan!
off the ceiling. What a shot.
And what's with these 50 plays by the Drakes? Vulcan's gonna get another one off the ceiling, and Brandon just not quite expecting that. Dragons are going to cut the lead down by one more, making this game one comeback look so much more manageable.
That was just a beautiful shot there. I mean, a little bit of fortune on the 50, but to recognize immediately and adapt, put that one essentially top shelf past the defender, that is just a fantastic shot there by Vulcan. Now cutting that lead down to only one. Still plenty of more work to be done. Rockier is going to look to get this over Magic, but Magic with no boost. Still, he gets in the way of it. Ball will be cleared out. Vulcan tries to keep control, but he loses his boost. It's going to have a bit of an awkward time here. Magic can't 50 it out. Rockier is trying to get the bump on the backboard, but a great clear from Bluey to bring that one downfield. Now to Shega, looking to slow down the play. Can't quite get it middle, and that's an awkward touch. Brandon manages to get it out. And now it looks like we really do have a series on our hands here, Jaegers.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if that was strategical as much as it was a little BM on both teams' part, just getting one back both ways. But yeah, no, I mean, Dragons really came alive. Brandon with a nice pass to Rockiers. Rockiers back to the goal and gonna get hit away by the Dragons, who dealt with the shot classically. Dragons doing their best with the 50s to come back and win this one, but with 40 seconds left, they need to act fast or else Venganza is going to be taking game number one.
And they're making good plays. That was a great pass, but just an insane read by the defender there. Able to keep the ball out. Now a little bit of bumpage going on from the Dragons, some internal argumentation perhaps. That's not the best touch either. They've only got 18 seconds. And that ball might just be going in. Nope, it's just off. They're still alive for now, but they're gonna have to break this Venganza defense and do it quickly. That one's over the top of one. Brandon gonna send it forward as well. They're all out of time. I don't think anyone can get to that ball. Venganza will take game one. Although it was a much closer affair than it started out being. I mean, the Dragons really pulled their own weight in the second half of that game.
No, they really did, but it was a little too late. One thing I'm noticing from the Dragons though is that they're getting a little clustered. You know, they're not really spreading out. They're not really rotating really well. They're bumping into each other a lot. Could be game one nerves. Maybe they didn't have a warm up. Who knows? But in the later half of that game, they started to work their magic a little bit. And Venganza, they stopped Venganza from scoring as much. And if Venganza wants to keep up this series, win this series, they're going to have to keep laying on the pressure and not giving the Dragons a chance to breathe.
And yeah, I really think that's what it came down to. After scoring those first 3 goals, it seemed like the Dragons were able to adapt. They were able to find more ways out of their zone, but they still kept finding themselves in uncomfortable positions. So it seems like even if they are able to deal with it, um, really they want to avoid putting themselves in those defensive positions in the first place, where there's just a clasp on their goal, and they have to find creative ways out of it. I do want to pose a question to you. I mean, obviously, Venganza take game one. It's still a very close series, but who are you looking at from the Dragons? Who do you think should be the one leading the charge here, Jaegers?
I really think it should be Bluey. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't score last game. I believe it was was it
It was Magic
shoot
and Vulcan, maybe?
Magic and Vulcan, I believe. But I mean, Bluey's the highest MMR player on that team. He needs to be doing more. He needs to get like a part of the scoring game. He did well on defense toward the latter half of the game, but I think whenever Bluey gets going, that's when the Dragons start to roar back.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. Trying to remember. Yeah, I think it was Magic. He was a little bit not invisible. He was still a part of the team there, but as being numbers wise the best player on their team, you do expect him to have the most impact. But let's see what the Dragons can put forth going into game number 2 here. Series is still young, only 1 game, even though it is a hard game to lose. I'm sure they'll be proud of how they played in the second half. Now we're right off into the new one. Dragons trying to put on that pressure. A little bit of a clear there from Venganza's end of things. Magic going to take control here. Trying to get this one forward. Bluey with a touch to the ceiling. This is a really good opportunity, but he can't quite get the flip reset. Magic has to rush back to goal. And that shot is on target. Vulcan in just the right place to get there. Rocky Air is once again beating out and almost putting that one on target as well. Early pressure from Venganza is mounting up, but now they're pushed back into their zone. They don't come away with a goal, and even that in itself, I feel like, is an improvement from game 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one thing to watch out for, I know Tashega and Vulcan are the lowest MMR players on their respective teams, but so far they're keeping up with everyone else. They're playing extremely well in this lobby.
Absolutely, yeah, especially Vulcan. Obviously, he had that one crazy shot, but he has been in the right place a lot of the times here. Tashega as well have both been putting in a lot of work. Whoa, that's a big pinch across. Doesn't really lead to anything, but Brandon just showing off his mechanics. Trying to show off the double touch, but he can't quite get it going. Will be blocked out by the defender. Now it's Magic looking for one. Looking for the musty. Just kind of testing the waters here, it seems. As they know it probably won't amount to a goal, but they're just trying to poke through the defenses. Trying to set the precedent that if you challenge early, you will be outplayed. Magic has to rush back for this one now. No boost in the corner. Tries to get it out, but can't get much. Bluey in a little bit of an awkward spot, and Rocky Airs had that top right open for him, but couldn't quite get there. Wait, this might be a breakaway here. Rocky Airs has to hit off the old goal, and he gets it out as well. Oh my goodness, what a save.
Yeah, no, that was an insane save by Rocky Airs. I mean, I had no doubt he was going to get that first save, but the second squishy with both Venganza, both Dragon offense going at it, very impressive to get that out of the back of the net.
And I mean, it did all work out. I might be mistaken, but I felt like that wasn't 100% necessary. But either way, I appreciate the entertainment value, and he did a fantastic job of keeping the ball out of the net. Either way, the scoreline remains at 0, and now after a 5-goal game last time. Definitely a much different story here in game number 2, but Brandon trying to change that. Can't quite find anything threatening enough to make the defense panic. But Tashega will get in the way here. One good 50 could be trouble. Louis taking control at the other end as well. That one's sent middle, but no one was ready for that. Another battle in the midfield that Vulcan will win, but not enough boost to follow through. Bluey trying to hit off the same wall in Magic there as well.
Oh,
Big miss on the defense, and
no
another miss as well.
way!
Brandon, 2 misses that are uncharacteristic from this Venganza team. That's just probably the easiest goal we'll see all series for the Dragons.
Yeah, and you know, merely sometimes whenever you're at a high level like that, some routine misses. Sometimes you just don't take it seriously. You take a second, you're like, oh, I got this, and then you're just slightly off. It's in every sport. If you don't have 100% attention on it, sometimes you miss saves like that, and that I feel like that's what happened to Venganza right there.
Absolutely. I mean, no matter how high of a rank you can achieve in this game, sooner or later you're going to have that bronze moment that we all have occasionally. Titan players will have a lot less, but it's still present. Still, that's not what you want to see when the stakes are so dire and the race is so close. That's the only goal that's been scored so far this game. And it might be hard for Venganza to get another opportunity. 50 seconds to go. Make it with a nice beat there. That's a beautiful touch to get it out. In fact, Brandon's going to be able to take control, get past one. No follow-up available. No player available to lead the charge, and more awkwardness on the defense. Right now, Venganza kind of tripping over each other. They're only 1 goal down. 30 seconds left to change that. Try and make something happen. Brandon gets a shot on net. The defender's there, and he's not missing that. No touch coming through from Venganza offense once again. Now 20 seconds left. They need to make something happen now. The Dragons could just waste enough time. This game is certainly theirs. That's a risky 50 to take. But it does get sent out. Vulcan can't get the touch. And now Tashega with a big opportunity, but he just shoots down it. Backflips.
What?
Oh my goodness, what is happening? Okay,
What?
we talk about the most defensive games of all time, but you don't often get to see this.
And I mean, Bluey just laid on his right trigger just a little too much, just stepped on the gas a little too hard, and couldn't get back to it. With 7 seconds left, the Venganza tied up the game.
Okay, this is kind of turning into an absurd game.
Oh my goodness.
0-second heroics. Tashega trying to get. Oh my goodness, that's not the touch you wanted. The ball does hit the floor though, and 2 blunders, 2 goals. Not what we expect to see in Titan League, but entertaining nonetheless. I just hope it's not a third for us to close out the series or to close out the game here.
Yeah, look, you never know it. Maybe, you know, new weird map. I know Forbidden Temple's a little strange sometime. Maybe this time the weird thing Forbidden Temple's gonna be normal. You know, if we get there.
I certainly hope we do get there, but Forbidden Temple will never be normal. That would just be the craziest day on earth. That's a big interception for Magic there. That one was slotted on target, but he's able to block off the path. Now Rocky Ayers with the air dribble, trying to get it past everyone. Goes for the double, and he nails it.
Over not 1, not 2, but 3 defenders with the double tap. Oh my goodness, what a play. Clip it.
And his profile picture might show a chill guy, but that was not a chill play. That was heated up. Great closeout by Venganza, now going up 2-0. I'm not going to lie, that was one of the more suspect games I've seen in the Titan League in a long time. But Venganza got the job done no matter what. The blunders canceled each other out, and Venganza were the ones who stepped up. Now only 1 more game needed, and they'll be headed to the playoffs. They'll be sending the Dragons home. If you're the Dragons now, I mean, what you're going back to the drawing board a little bit, I'm sure. But what do you think is really going wrong for them right now, Jaegers?
You know, you just do your best. If you're the Dragons, you know, you played well against Venganza, had a few strange goals here and there, flukes. You know, Rockiers had that nice shot at the end, but they really need to up their offense. Honestly, they played extremely well on defense. They were able to stop Venganza's offense, but you know, Dragons need to get some goals in. You know, they need to figure it out scoring wise.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, other than the one big misplay, they weren't able to get any goals in the last game. That was even still late on. They do need to figure out a strategy here to try and just put the ball in the back of the net. Easier said than done, again, of course, against players of this caliber. If they want the win, if they want to be headed to the playoffs, they're gonna have to figure out a way to make it happen. Now heading into game number 3, could be the final game of the series, could be the final game of the season for the Dragons.
Oh, what a pass!
Oh
Oh
my
my goodness!
Oh, the pass was so good, Jaegers. He was right there, but he just couldn't quite finish.
Oh man, you know, I always root for the good plays merely, and like sometimes I like to call it. And I was just, man, I was hoping, I was really hoping that was at least a shot. It was so close, but you know, it happens. We still got 4 minutes left in this one, and hopefully a lot of series left in this matchup.
Yeah, they were, I mean, pixels away from putting that play together. Oh, that's a big miss from Magic, though. Bluey can't hit the ball either. Vulcan is going to have to be the one to get it through. Vulcan trying to send that one out as well, but nothing happening here. This defensive mishaps are kind of worrying me, but Bluey takes advantage of one from Venganza, and that's a first goal for the Dragons.
Yeah, and you know, Rockiers with the mistouch and Bluey just with beautiful placement, putting it in the back of the net.
You know what? We'll take it for the Dragons. They definitely need the goals right now. They need the momentum even more. It's definitely how they're going to want to start off game number 3. Here comes Bluey looking for something else. Gonza a bit backed up in net, but no real danger here. They won't mind keeping the ball close. This one over to Brandon. Not able to avoid the 50. Ball is just hanging about in this midfield. Now here comes Magic. Looking for over 1. Brandon will be able to get in the way. We'll be able to send it clear. No more danger, although Tashega, that's another big miss, and we've seen a lot of those in this series so far. Both teams might be the nerves, honestly. At this point, I'm starting to think. I know Titan players, you know, they're mostly very experienced, but you can still get nervous in situations like these where you're on stream and you really want to perform, really want to make it to that playoffs game.
Well, you know, Mealy, I don't even think it's being on stream. I think it's the fact that it's essentially the playoffs for them, and Bluey a nice little save there. But yeah, no, if they don't win this game merely, and like Dragons, they're on their last legs here. If they don't win this one singular game, and then the next one, and then the one after that, then they're out. They're down for the count, and that's their whole season. Like 5, 6, 7 weeks, all for nothing. Almost. So they're really bringing out the stops now. If there's a chance to perform, it would not be there as Rockiers gets a shot in the back of the net to tie up this game.
That's unfortunate. It's a little bit more awkwardness in the back line. No one can get there, and actually that's a really good thread of the needle there by Rockiers. Rockiers, I mean, he's been absolutely popping off this series, doing a great job of leading the charge on his team along with Brandon.
Oh, double?
Oh. Can't quite find it. Backboard defense does still prove to be good. Now we've got the 1-1 game. This is going to be awkward, and Brandon, if you let him get there, he is going to beat you. That's a tough look for Dragons, but of course it's Brandon put in the back of the net.
And the Dragons just right now, they're playing uninspired. They scored a very good goal to start things off, and then they honestly just let Venganza do whatever they want at the end. They need to get a lead. They need to stick with it. They play very good defense when they're down, but the second they're up, they just let Venganza score it. From what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'd kind of have to agree. The last 2 goals were just kind of hard beats, where it looks like Dragons are playing just a little bit lackadaisical almost. They're not out of it yet, though. 1 minute and 30 left to get at least 1 goal back, to at least bring it to an overtime. If anyone can do it, the series has not been the craziest so far, but we have already seen some fireworks. Uh,
Oh,
but this one
okay,
will go
there it
through.
is. There it is.
Okay, Vulcan. Okay, showing off. And now we do have a tie game.
Yeah, no, merely I was a little confused there. I was like, is Bluey going to take it? I mean, he didn't really look like he had a shot, but Vulcan must have called him off and, put it in the back of the net.
And it does work out no matter what. Dragons able to pull it back. And now they are more in this game than ever. Just trying to find their way back into the series. Brandon will push this one forward. Tashega able to get there. Actually
Oh,
fakes it
no.
out. That's a genius fake. But Brandon was just a little bit too far away to put an effective shot on net. Still, I really like the idea. It feels like Venganza's offense. We've never really questioned, but it's coming even more together now. One might be a little bit awkward to deal for their defense, though. Rockier is able to get a good 50. Louis trying to pass to himself, but rolls too much in the corner where it needed to stay. That one does get out, and it's Venganza stuck in their half a little bit, although now they are able to break out, looking for the flip reset,
my
and
goodness.
it's over too!
Rockiers
buries it again, and this man is unstoppable right now.
Oh man, just a full field air dribble and the flip reset. Bluey not quite quick enough. You need to challenge those a little bit earlier, and Venganza takes their lead right back with 20 seconds left. They are primed for the playoffs.
And I mean, I don't know that I want to say that that's a dagger, but I'm just saying right now that looks like it could have killed Dracula. 12 seconds left. 1 goal needed for the Dragons, but they have no boost. They don't really have much. That's a back pass, and it might lead to a little bit of troubles. Rockiers can't clear the ball very far. Vulcan will keep it close, and Magic is there for the shot for the double tap, but he can't find it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Venganza sweep.
goodness, what a series by Venganza. They played really good on offense for a second. I thought Dragons had it. The ball was floating in the middle of the air. They had a double commit, and they just couldn't put it away. Good season by the Dragons, but Venganza is going on to the playoffs.
And a great series from both teams. I mean, it was a sweep, but 2 very close games. Actually, 3 very close games there that seemed like they could have gone either direction. The Dragons did not go without putting up a fight, but at the end of the day, it did look like Venganza was quite a bit stronger on both sides of the pitch. And I mean, if you're looking at it from a playoffs perspective, that's probably a good thing for the last seed or second to last seed going into the playoffs, because I do feel like if Venganza can kind of tighten things up a little bit, they can be contenders in this off season. I still like what we saw from them today.
Yeah, no, I really do. I think Dragons played really well, but Venganza, like, they really popped off when they needed to. They played well on offense. They had some defensive struggles, but kind of tightened it up towards the end. So I'm really excited to see what this Venganza team can do in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Titan this season in general has been absolutely nuts. I know we're all excited to see what the postseason holds as well, with the best of the very best going up at it. We'll definitely be seeing Venganza again. For now, that was a pretty short series, so we've got a little bit of a break here as we are going to be waiting for our second matchup of the night to come through, which will be heading into the Prospect League, actually. Prospect games for the last 2 remaining matches. We've got the undefeated Gladiators versus Velocity coming up next. We're going to have to see if they can actually pull off the undefeated postseason. Quite a title if they can do it, but that'll be coming up soon. Definitely stick around, guys, and we'll catch you in the next match.
Later.
From the moment you were born, you always had it all. And I guess someone dropped the ball, 'cause look where you have gone. You had everything, fucking everything. You don't know. You had everything, threw it all away. You don't know. You got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on, hold on. You've got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on, hold on. You've got everything that you need, everything you need. Hold on, hold on. You've got everything that you need, everything you need. Hold on, hold on. Feel like you were unaware of all the things you ever squandered. Feel like you could live a dream, but you just failed to see it. There is always another day. For you, there's another round. No day is ever too late. There's always a way out. You got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on, hold on. You've got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on, hold on. can't be moved. I never look back. They start creeping in, but I'm leaving them in the past. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. 'Cause I've heard it all before. And just look where I am now. We can break the cycle. Find our own way out. Was the light at the end of the tunnel? So I look at myself. The ghosts are all around. The ghosts are all around. Left me in this mess, I'm falling. Never know. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our second matchup of the night as we are heading to the Prospect League, where Nemesis history may be able to be made here tonight as the Gladiators 17-0, looking to become the first ever Prospect team to go undefeated in the regular season. I'm Rockerman, joined by Ventus tonight. Ventus, how are you doing?
Doing very good, very good. Just won my very close game, which is why I was late. But I'm excited to cast this match, and I don't want to be a spoiler for the undefeated season, but I'm rooting for Velocity. I love me some Quackbot.
Hey, there you go. I do love me some Quackbot too. We'll have to see if him and Velocity, though, can take down this absolute behemoth of the Gladiators 17-0. Before we talk a little bit more about them, a couple quick shout-outs. Shout out to Merely Mental, coming back for 54 months. That's a couple years at least. I don't know the math off the top of my head. Shout out to him. Shout out to Cooking Bagels as well. Subscribing for 23 months. And shout out to our glorious mod and former staff member of the month, Jack Soy, gifting out 5 subs. So much love to all you guys. But yeah, Ventus, this is an absolute banger of a matchup here. Gladiators 17-0, Velocity 6-11 in this one. Not quite where they want to be, but hey, when it comes to the end of the season here, they may not have too much to play for being eliminated, but they're going to be fighting here to try to be spoilers here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I was looking at the stats, and I was like, wow, CJ Fire's like the top of the goals per game. Magic's the top of the assists. But then I saw Quackbot is like one of the top saves per game. So we'll see if they can put up some great defense, and Velocity hopefully will be able to put up a good fight here.
Well, we are going to have to see if that is the case, as we're officially going to get things underway. We have Gladiators in the green tonight with CJ Fire, Magic's and Wolfie, then Velocity with Quackbot, Ultimus Rule, and Grebzy. And yeah, a lot of great players you mentioned to watch out for here in this one. And Quackbot might be leading the way on that Velocity side as they're trying to start early, and there is that man. He strikes first.
There we go. That's what I love to see from Quackbot. A great pass by Ultimus off the crossbar, and Magic's not able to get that hard read, and Quackbot able to put one home, and giving me a little bit of hope here starting out in game 1 for Velocity.
Hey, maybe so here is, well, that's the one thing, Ventus, you know, you've been in Nemesis now for 11 seasons here, and if there's one thing I've noticed, I don't know if you agree with the same, but when you're the underdog here, coming out with that first game, you have to almost come out with that first game if you want a chance.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I mean, unfortunate little goal there for Velocity. A great play, a nice 50 by CJ, a good pass to Magic, and Wolfie was able to follow it up and put it home. And Quackbot not able to get the save, but no, definitely when you're that underdog team and you score first in a series, it gives you so much more confidence going into it. Like, you got to think they're probably nervous. They're seeing, oh wow, this team, hasn't lost a single series yet this season. But I mean, when you start scoring, you're like, huh, this team actually seems pretty beatable. So hopefully that they can shake off that one goal that they let up, and Velocity continue to put some good play out there.
Yeah, and you have to wonder what kind of nerves are Gladiators feeling right now. Obviously clinched the #1 seed, 17-0, but there's one more match to be played. You got to get to 18-0, and not many teams have been able to do that. I believe only 3 teams in Nemesis history have gone undefeated in a regular season. Only 2 of them going 18-0. So it's not an easy feat by any means, Ventus. And still one more match to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about that it's only happened twice. But I mean, that you got to think that the league is so competitive that there haven't really been able to be any juggernauts like that where they have just like swept everybody and looked so dominant. You can never be like, wow, we had one bad day. You can't even have one bad day if you're trying to get that undefeated 18-0. So I mean, they're definitely probably gonna feel a little bit of nerves, but I feel like Gladiators will probably settle in pretty quick.
Definitely so, and they're trying to settle in right here with a shot on net, and the dunk's gonna come through. Magix finds the block, and the Gladiators are gonna take the lead.
Yeah, it's a slight mistouch on the clear from Quackbot. Unfortunate, little dunk by Magic, but Ultima's kind of put the ball right into him. And now the Gladiators are up now. I can I can lose my faith a little bit.
Yeah, they are gonna take the lead here in game #1, but only a 1-goal lead. Velocity have proven they can score here. This ball is up, sent into the corner. CJ Fire. Gonna look to find a touch. Popping this one up high, back in the Velocity zone. Velocity looking to try to find a clear. Magix is gonna find a crazy angle, putting it in the net, and extending the lead for Gladiators.
Yeah, and it's a good beat by CJ there, and Magic was able to just get such a nice read on that ball, and a great angle too. I mean, you don't really see, I don't want to mess with the Prospect League mojo, but I mean, that's a really difficult read for Prospect and Challenger, and even sometimes I have difficulty hitting those kind of shots. So Magic with the ability to put that one away is definitely a good sign for Gladiators this series.
Yeah, that is a great shot indeed, and definitely, when you got a team like this, they're all 3 of them are probably the reason they're 18-0. But Magic has definitely been having a great season thus far. Going to send that one in and extend the lead now for the Gladiators, looking to take home game #1. This ball in the midfield. Magic's looking for the touch. This one, we throw it off the backboard. Grebzy is going to find one to pop up. A bump comes through. CJ just going to throw it off the corner. Quackbot going to find the bang, able to send it down. Magic's able to get back to find a touch, but only so far as this one's popped up. Wolfie can make a touch, clear it away for the moment. CJ is going to send this one down. Ball into the corner there. CJ gonna find a low 50. Quackbot can take control, trying to send it down there, looking to push it. This one is gonna be sent into the corner, and so far Velocity trying to get a couple of offensive attempts here, Ventus, but as you kind of noted, it seems like both these teams are kind of settling in here as we approach the 1-minute mark in game 1.
I mean, definitely. No, they're now feeling each other. I mean, Velocity had a couple missed touches that gave Gladiators a couple free goals, but they've started to lock it down now, and it's a lot more back and forth gameplay. You see kind of some offense, some nice attacks here and there from both sides. So Velocity, showing that they can in fact upset this like like gauntlet of a Gladiators team.
Yeah, they definitely have the potential here, as they were able to strike first, but in this game one, it looks like it might go to the Gladiators unless Velocity can find something here in the final little bit here. Bump attempt comes through, but Magic's still going to get to this one, taken to by CJ's waiting across for Quackbot. Good cut off here. Velocity gonna have to try to find two quickly here if they're going to want to make a comeback in game one. This one's sent down. Magic's going to throw it off the corner. CJ is there, going to find a block. This ball loading up here in the midfield. Grebsy looking to take control, but Wolfie's just going to hit it around him. And as final seconds tick away here, Gladiators looking like they will be able to hold on to this one. And they are going to take game number one. There is that last second save going to come through. Try to find one more for the road possibly, but that one is going to touch the ground, and Gladiators are going to hold on here. Ventus, a solid game one performance. Kind of what we'd expect from these undefeated 17-0 Gladiators.
And I mean, Gladiators, cool, composed. Had one missed touch on defense, where they missed the backboard read that Velocity was able to capitalize on. But other than that, I mean, super solid Rocket League from everybody on that Gladiators roster. But I mean, if I'm Velocity, I just gotta not be discouraged. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a tough series. Like, you just gotta go in being like, yeah, we're gonna drop a game or two, but we really just gotta buckle in and try our best, and not really play super timid and giving all that space up, because what Velocity really needs to do is like almost disrespectfully challenge the Gladiators. They need to like insta challenge a lot. You need to shut down their momentum and like starting to generate those plays. If they can cut that off, they'll be in a much better spot come this series.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you here, as we're going to be moving on to game number two. And that's the way you can kind of get into the heads of a team that's undefeated. I think you made a great point there is, just play fast here. Just go challenge. And that's the only way you can get him. You got to catch him off guard a little bit here. And Gladiators kind of taking their last chances. Looks like we got a little bit of a technical issue here, as we'll get that one reset here, as a little bit of a technical issue on the first kickoff there, but
mishap.
slight mishap perhaps, but we'll get that one reset for him here, as we'll head back into game number two. But yeah, Ventus, it's up to Velocity to respond into this upcoming game.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely have their work cut out for them. I mean, this Gladiators team is super good. I mean, you have to be almost undefeated the entire season and going for that undefeated streak. But if there's anyone to do it, it might as well be the last game of the season, right? I mean, you got to think they've been cruising this entire season. Game 18 comes down to it, and they're like, "Oh crap, we might actually do this." And then maybe they make some more mistakes. Who knows? But
yeah,
I mean, should be good. I hope.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we can do here. We'll wait to make sure we can get all the Velocity members back into the lobby here and back ready for this one. But yeah, it is definitely, regardless of how this turns out for them, and regardless of how the rest of the season turns out for Gladiators, definitely a very, very impressive season. But there's something we haven't really touched on yet, is these guys were just 0-18 not too long, only a couple seasons ago. They were 0-18, and now they're 18-0. Maybe channeling that Wisps energy, who went from 0-18 to 18-0.
Wow, I did not know that, Ruckerman. I mean, that's kind of cool to think. I mean, you got to think of all the progression that each of these players has gone through to just go from that 0-18 kind of, don't want to say bottom of the dumpster kind of team, but you're struggling, not being able to keep up in the league, and then going from that to now being the dominant force that they are is super impressive, to be honest. I mean, you got to be super happy with your result, regardless of whether you win or lose this series.
Yeah, definitely so, and you got to give credit to the GM where it's due here. Foam has done a great job turning this team around. Yeah, it was season 9 for the Gladiators, 0-18, and now 1 win away from 18-0. And the War Room is having a great season after picking up their first championship last season with the Knights. Definitely got a lot of teams in prime position here to make a run. And Foam definitely going to be in the contention for GM of the season here. But the Gladiators here gonna have to see if they can close things off. As a shot coming through here. Looking to try to turn it around. It's off the post. Follow up Quackbot. Can't quite put it in. Velocity. Another great opportunity. Just couldn't quite get it to go through. And that's one where they are gonna want that one back.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I know I always kick myself, and oh my god, another close shot off the crossbar. I mean, they're knocking on the door. They just can't seem to get the last little bit to get that goal. But I mean, it can be super frustrating for Velocity, but it can also be super like uplifting. You know, you're so close to scoring, like so many times on this Gladiators team. It's gotta feel somewhat, you know, somewhat good. Obviously, it doesn't feel great to not be able to put those away fully, but it's a start, you know.
Yeah, it is definitely a start, and I mean they're having the opportunities. They just got to finish them off, and sometimes those are the differences between these teams that are undefeated and these teams that are missing the postseason. Velocity, again, still a lot to play for here. Playing for the pride here to end things off. To be the one team that took them down, especially a divisional rival here in this division. This one, dribble gonna come through, gonna be sent down. Ball gonna be popped up. Grebsy now gonna take one touch, but he is just wiped off the pitch there. His Ultimus gonna take that one through. Quackbot looking to race this one. Magic's able to send it in towards the net. This ball popped up, pinched down into the midfield. Ultimus gonna take control as this ball is sent up there. I'll push across, shot towards net, but Grimsey gonna make a nice save here as we're about 2 minutes going by here, or 2 minutes left, excuse me, in this one, Aventus. And right now, both these teams are finding a couple of solid opportunities, but we remain scoreless.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a close scoring opportunity here for the Gladiators, but I mean, both teams. I mean, Velocity specifically have definitely stepped up their game in this game too, and I mean, they've looked much more comfortable. They've been meeting the Gladiators more head on instead of kind of just letting the Gladiators do whatever they want. And a double commit comes out, and they might actually be able to turn a counter attack here. But I mean, Velocity definitely looked better so far in this game too.
Yeah, they are looking better. And this one, the shot gonna come through. Ultimus is gonna send it in, and Velocity is gonna take the lead with only 1:18 remaining.
Yeah, and that's definitely better there, Rackerman, as Ultima's finally able to break the seal that was the net, and able to get one for Velocity. And with only a minute left, hopefully Velocity can hang on to this 1-goal lead.
Let's see if they can give us at least a series here in this one. Is that one gonna give them the lead, but not for long, as Magix is gonna answer right back, and that is what you do as the #1 seed, find an answer.
Yeah, I mean, a great pop by Magic, just right over Grebsy, and the rotation not yet back for Velocity, and they kind of capitalize on a slight mistake by Grebsy. I think that he should have waited a slight second more to challenge that ball, but another goal almost comes out by CJ Fire and Magic just off the crossbar. But just as I was praising Velocity, it seems like they've started to panic a lot more with this new Gladiators pressure that they've been showing so far.
Yeah, Velocity, maybe a little bit of panic here. They found the lead, and maybe understanding we just gotta hold on. But sometimes when you get in that hold on mentality, it can be your demise here. Is this one out of the midfield? Here comes Quackbot. Look at the shot, trying to find the angle, but Wolfie comes through, pushes it down. It's Grebsy now gonna find a block, trying to 50 it up. He sends it up high. It's floating, and here comes Ultimus again. Another goal for him to give Velocity lead back with only 26 seconds left.
a great goal. Exactly what they needed. Grevsy kind of pushes it through too, and gets a bump on Magic in the end, and leaves Ultimas with a pretty open net. And Ultimas is not gonna miss that one. I mean, he buries the hatchet there. And, with 20 seconds left, Velocity now probably can be like, well, let's just hold out now and hold our 1 goal lead. We don't have to score anymore, but we definitely can't let up another goal as a couple of whiffs come out from both teams.
They're trying here as Gladiators' last chance to try to send it to overtime. The ball in the midfield was shut down by Ultimus. The Gladiators, maybe one more opportunity. Is this one pitched up towards the middle? Dangerous ball, Magix. He's going to take control. A demo comes through, still in the corner. Magix, he's still taking control. It's still floating, but it's going to touch the ground. And Gladiators almost brought it back there. But instead, a tied series here, Ventus, in match 18.
Yeah, Velocity did hold on by the skin of their teeth at the end of that game too, but a win is a win, and that's what Velocity's got to be telling themselves going into this game 3. Like, hey, look, not even a lot of teams that, not a lot of teams took a game off of Gladiators, let alone could potentially beat them. I mean, nobody won a series, but a lot of these wins by Gladiators were also like sweeps. So they're an eliminated team. They're like, well, we just took a game off one of the best teams in the league. We could win this. We could really, we have a chance. And I mean, it's gotta be uplifting spirits as they go into game 3 here.
Yeah, definitely so. And in their first matchup, they did not even take a game off the Gladiators. The Gladiators were one of the teams that were swept, or the Velocity was one of the teams that were swept by the Gladiators. So Velocity already doing better than their previous matchup against their divisional foes. And now we got ourselves a tied series here heading into game 3. And I mean, definitely Velocity, the underdogs, trying to pull it through. Gladiators, Ventus, they didn't really look like themselves in that game 2, though. I feel like they were just missing something.
Yeah, and I feel like they were just lacking that drive and aggression that they showed in game 1. I feel like they were all over the ball in game 1, and they were a lot more passive. I mean, they gave up Velocity a lot of space and time on the ball that I did not expect from a team like Gladiators there in game 2. So we'll see if they dial up the aggression, because it definitely caused a lot of mistakes on the end of Velocity. So if they can do that, they'll get back into the game.
And we'll have to see if they're able to do so, as right now we're in game number 3. The series all tied at 1 apiece. Gladiators have already clinched the number 1 overall seed in the Prospect League, but they are looking for Nemesis history, trying to become that first ever Prospect team to go undefeated in the regular season. It's been done in every other league. A team has gone undefeated in the regular season. Not Prospect, not yet. With Gladiators trying to make it happen. Wolfie looking for something off the post. Another shot gonna be denied away just in time to get in the way. Ultimus finds the save to push that one out, and Velocity able to withstand the pressure early on here as Magic's trying to drop it down. This ball is floating out. CJ Fire gonna make a touch, gonna throw it over the top of one. Ultimus is gonna find a touch there. Just one. Hop down the midfield. Gremsy is gonna send it back down into the corner. Magic's can't find that touch, but DJ all over that one. As it's sent back in. Wolfie off the corner. Quackbot find a touch to send it back in. As once again, Ventus, I think both these teams, it's a bit of a chess match here. Still another scoreless game, almost 2 minutes in.
Yeah, and I mean, Gladiators have shown a little bit more aggression, but Velocity has also kind of impressed me with the way that they didn't really panic as much on defense in this game 3. So, and a great goal by Grevsy there, and Velocity go up 1-0, and I think they're starting to feel a little confident out there, Rocker Man. I mean, they're like, that was a great shot by Grevsy. Did not even care that Magic was challenging that ball. I mean, a great challenge by Grevsy, and definitely some confidence there on the side of Velocity.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, Gremsy with a nice little shot there, able to send it in, and Velocity has taken the lead once more. They've had a lead in every game in this series. Now they find it here in game 3, a crucial one. Then they put themselves up. A big touch in the midfield could be dangerous. Gremsy trying to come through, but the Gladiators able to get it out and push it to the corner. This ball could be dangerous. Ultimus, good pick up there. Not allowing a shot. On net is Quackbot. Find a 50. This ball popping up Magic's He's going to send it down. CJ was waiting. This ball out in midfield. Opportunity. Wolfie sends it up high. Dangerous ball, but going to get a touch away for the moment. Quackbot, Big 50 coming through, but Wolfie throwing it off the backboard. Magic's trying to find that read. He can't. Quackbot going to come back through and find that touch. Able to deny the opportunity away. They're about 2 minutes away. Ultimus to the backboard, trying to find the double, but good speed by Magix to deny that one away. As Velocity, really, like we mentioned, Ventus, they are putting on the aggression here, and I think they're at least matching, maybe even outpacing Gladiators.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have upped the speed from the previous games, and I mean, it's an all-out brawl right now. I mean, both sides don't have a lot of boost, but they do not care. I mean, you see Gladiators going for demos, and you see insta challenges left and right, and you know, a demo coming out or an attempt from Ultimas there off the back wall, and I mean, just a bunch of aggression from both these teams. I mean, it's exactly what you want to see if you're a spectator here.
As Quackbot fired one towards the net, but a save. CJ gonna make a clutch one at that. As Quackbot just trying to touch it away. Give his team some space. Magix is taken up in the air, trying to take it all the way. It's denied, but the follow comes through. Wolfie sends it in, and that is the power of Magic.
Yeah, I mean, the great air dribble over one, and I mean, unfortunately, Quackbot got the best touch he could in that situation, but unfortunately, just not able to dive back across net to get that second save from the shot from Wolfie, and big sigh of relief if you're the Gladiators, because you needed to stop the momentum of Velocity and kind of remind them who the 17-0 team is in this series.
Yeah, definitely so, and they're trying to show him once again. It was a firing shot. CJ Fire puts it in, a great passing play.
And I mean, I was talking about Magic being one of the top players in the Prospect League in terms of assists per game. So you see it fly right there. I mean, a great pass directly out to CJ, and a great shot just to put it home, unable to react to it.
Yeah, and that's more of what we've seen in many matches by the Gladiators. The big dunk Wolfie comes through, and all of a sudden the Gladiators, the floodgates starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just an unfortunate 50. Probably a slight misflip there by Quackbot, not exactly wanting to take that 50 like that. And Wolfie will be happy to take a goal anyway. He can get it. And I mean, the floodgates definitely have opened since that first goal by Velocity. And Gladiators scored, 3 goals in about 40 seconds. So, I mean, they were not messing around in the second half of Game 3 here.
Yeah, they were not, and looks like things hold. They'll be able to make their way to Game 4 with a chance to close out perfect season. This one and push just a little bit wide there. Sent off to the side. Velocity maybe looking for one more counter attack here. Try to give themselves something, but the time ticking. Ball up in the midfield. Grebsy trying to fire it, but it's going to go a little bit wide as Wolfie clears it away. And as the time ticks down, it looks like that is going to do it here for Game 3. And Ventus, we're going to be heading to Forbidden Temple. Gladiators can close out the undefeated season with one more win.
Yeah, I mean, the Gladiators, they figured out something on offense there at the end of the second half of that Game 3. And, I mean, 3 goals in 40 seconds is nothing to scoff at. And, Velocity's just kind of got to forget about Game 3 and move on. They got to be like Goldfish. Goldfish only have a 3-second memory. I can't remember, but you just got to act like a goldfish and just forget about the past and try to just focus on the next game at hand.
Well, we do have one aquatic animal here in the lobby, and it's the Quackbot here, channeling the power of the duck. Maybe maybe not a goldfish memory, but I don't know if ducks have a short memory too, but maybe he can find that here at this in game number 4, and they're gonna need it here. I mean, Gladiators, like we mentioned, they just they held on, and then all of a sudden we just saw what makes them so great, those passing plays. And Velocity, they need to channel some Forbidden Temple magic right here to try to force Game 5.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But, don't be discouraged if you're Velocity and you're listening to this. You can do it. I have faith in you.
They've already shown they've won one game already, so why not? Why not one more? Why not 2 more?
Why not 2 more? I mean, I would love a game 5 overtime, you know, for the content.
We would love to see it here. We're gonna have to find out here. Is this where 18-0 becomes a reality here, as Velocity is trying to force a game number 5, playing for purely for. Oh my gosh, is that one shot towards net? Playing purely for the win here. No stakes for them, but Gladiators definitely gonna be feeling the pressure here as this one is popped up. Grebsy can't quite get to an Ultimus. Gonna try to make a turn. That one almost sent it back into their own net of the Gladiators. But Quackbot, good speed, velocity. They have to try to strike here early, put the pressure back once more. They've had a lead. Once again, they've had a lead in every single one of these games here in this series. And they find another win. Of course, that game 5, not a great touch by Ultimus. He's going to try to dribble it across. It's going to be sent to the corner. It's going to be a race for his efforts as Wolfie sends this one up. Whackbot going to send it down. CJ looking to take control. Going to get it by 1. Going to get it by 2. It's all up to Grebsy. What can he do to defend this? But that one is going to be pushed just a little bit too far as Wolfie, the demo man himself, encroaching on the demo lead. I believe he's second all time in Nemesis demos, but it might not help him there as that one shot towards the net. But it's going to be saved away just in time here as Velocity not able to get that one in, and Gladiators going to come through and put it home.
Dang. I mean, love the aggression of the Wolfie and a great double touch there as well. A great pass off the corner by Magic, and CJ Fire just so quick to that read. I mean, not much more you could do if you're Velocity, and a great team goal by Gladiators, and they came out swinging in game 4 here.
They definitely have, and they're coming once more as Magic sends it in. A 2-0 lead for the Gladiators.
I mean, just unfortunate 50. I mean, you know, Ultimas can't really read that ball. It's such a ping off the sidewall. You don't really know where it's gonna bounce or if it's actually in or not. And you kind of just have to you know guess the best you can and jump for it. And just unfortunate goal, but I mean, if you're Gladiators, obviously you'll take it as you're one step closer to achieving that perfect record.
Oh, is this one? That is not going to be a step in the right direction, going backwards into their own net.
Yeah, and I might have jinxed that one there. You know, step in the right direction. They definitely took a step back in the wrong direction there. Slight mistouch by Wolfie, trying to go a little too fast there, just because you saw another player from Velocity already challenging that ball, and he was just trying to do his best to keep it out. But unfortunate touch. You know, step back, but Gladiators have looked pretty good so far in this game 4. So even with that slight misstep, I mean, they might score here as well, and they do. Wolfie made up for his slight mistake and basically carried the ball all the way to the net for that goal there, and they're back up by 2.
Yeah,
no harm, no foul, right?
Exactly. That's what the great teams do right there. You make a mistake, you come back, and you make up for it. It's a nice one there. And this one, double tap coming through. Magic's hitting that one all day, every day as he sends it in.
Yeah, and there's definitely no harm there by by doubling that ball either. A great play by Magic, just popped it nicely off the back wall, able to follow it up. No really contest from the Velocity side of things, but I mean, Gladiators looking pretty dominant now. I mean,
yeah, they're starting to find each other, find these plays that, like we mentioned, have gotten them to this point to 17-0. But Velocity not done yet. We've seen some Forbidden Temple moments for sure here. This is the craziest map we go to in our rotation as we're approaching halfway in this one. Gladiators gonna try to find each other here, playing some time. Quackbot gonna erase one player off the map. Is this one loading up towards midfield? But that one be pushed away. Velocity really just gotta try to get something going here as, oh my goodness, they're running into each other. The ball is floating. CJ Fire comes through, and Gladiators are starting to feel it now.
Yeah, I mean, there's a clear panic moment by Velocity. Ultimas and Grebsy with a slight bumping of each other, and Gladiators happily going to capitalize on that goal. I mean, they have to be able to capitalize on, other teams' mistakes if they wanted to get this far at 17-0, and they'll inch one step closer to their perfect season.
And they might find one more there, and CJ Fire is going to send it in. And Juventus, they are piling it on here. They're saying these first couple games, they don't matter. We're closing it out right here.
Yeah, and they might have heard me saying that Velocity looked a little bit better there in the games 2 and 3, and they wanted to make a statement. They're like, yeah, I mean, you said they looked like the better team for a second there, but I mean, we're gonna come out and show that we are the best team in Prospect for a reason.
And they have proven that time and time again. As a minute 40 now left in this one, Velocity gonna need a miracle. Just maybe need to stop the Brazil at this point. As this one sent back into their corner, and he pushed out Ultimus, trying to pop it up, can't quite find that touch. This one sent down by Quackbot in the Gladiator zone. He popped up high, CJ. Can't quite find that touch. Velocity throwing high off the backboard. Ultimus looking for a touch, can't find it. This ball still floating around, pinched towards the net by Grebsy. Grebsy trying to get up for that one, but not the bounce he was quite ready for. His Ultimus is going to be demoed off the map, and Wolfie is just hunting people down at this point. He's looking for the demos. A minute remaining, finds another one there, and he's got an Exterminator. That's 7 demos, and that's 7 goals as CJ Fire sends it home.
Oh, man. I mean, Wolf is just stat padding at this point. Once you get his demos up, CJ, a good shot, good read off the sidewall, but I mean, this game's about wrapped up. Unless something crazy happens. I mean, Forbidden Temple is known for its crazy shenanigans. But I mean, a 6-goal deficit with 50 seconds is definitely going to be hard to overcome here if you're Velocity.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, and I think Wolfie can back off of my all-time Nemesis demo lead right now. We'll just throw that out there. Season 1 Wolfie, though, definitely been around for a long time, so always appreciate a challenge for sure. And looks like their challenges for the regular season may be complete here, as we're down to the final 30 seconds away from perfection. And for all intents and purposes here, Ventus, they are gonna do it here. 18-0 here. No Prospect team has ever done it before here, and only 2 teams have done it in Nemesis history, and the Gladiators add them to the list here. They are going to go undefeated, 18-0, and clinch that #1 overall seed. And what a performance by this team.
Yeah, I mean, this Gladiators team is something else. I mean, it's gonna be so fun to get to watch them come playoff time and just get to see them playing against the other best teams in the league. But I mean, if you're Velocity here, you can't be discouraged. I mean, you're already eliminated. You're trying to spoil the perfect season, but I mean, the Gladiators team is really good.
Yeah, they are definitely a very solid team there. And Wolfie going to come through with 10 demos on the board right there in one game. So the man was not letting anyone survive out there. And the Gladiators, they weren't letting anyone survive this season at all. 18-0. And, well, Ventus, now we're going to have to see, are they the Wisps who went a perfect 21-0, or are they like the Krakens in the Titan League who went out before getting that championship there? Those are the results. Those are the results of the 2 18-0 regular season teams. The only other one, 16-0 Drakes, way back in season 3, went all the way 19-0 with a perfect season. So there's a lot to live up to, Ventus, as they look to the playoffs now.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a team to watch here in the Prospect League playoffs. I'm going to be excited to see how they end up doing, and I'm going to be rooting for them all the way. I mean, there's nothing else fun about a perfect 20-0 season or 21-0 season.
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm excited to watch them here in this near future.
Yeah, no, I am as well, and you got to give a big congratulations to them. Definitely a great team and a great regular season performance. So congratulations to the Gladiators. But Ventus, coming up next, we have got an absolute banger heading our way, and I've got some good news for fans of both these teams and for fans of
patiently waiting. Oh, I think I'm fading. Is anybody out there a doctor? Somebody save me. Oh, I'm going crazy when every little thing is about her. Does she love me or does she love me not? Every day she pulled apart. Does she love me or does she love me not? I sold my soul for the power. Here we go one more time. For the people in the back. One more cry for the night. So let's try to make it last. Here is my heart now decide to cut it aside on a dotted line. Here we go one more time. For the people in the back. One more cry for the night. So let's try to make it last. Here is my heart now decide to cut it aside on a dotted line. I'm slowly breaking and oh, my body's shaking. Can someone drive the hearse out of the line? Somebody save me, you know I'm pleading, baby. But you're out of my league, I'm a mascot. Does she love me or does she love me not? Every day she pulled apart. Does she love me or does she love me not? I sold my soul for the part. Here we go one more time. For the people in the back. One more cry for the night. So let's try to make it last. Here is my heart now decide to cut it aside on a dotted line. Here we go one more time. For the people in the back. One more cry for the night. So let's try to make it last. Here is my heart now decide to cut it aside on a dotted line. You're my favorite fatal attraction. So kiss me slowly and close the casket. You're my favorite fatal attraction. So kiss me slowly and close the casket. Here we go one more time. For the people in the back. One more cry for the night. So let's try to make it last. Here is my heart now decide to cut it aside on a dotted line. Here we go one more time. For the people in the back. One more cry for the night. So let's try to make it last.
right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the final match of the regular season. We are sticking things right in the Prospect League here as we have a win and you're in the postseason matchup here between Rooks and Warhawks. I'm Rockerman back in the booth once more, joined by my good friend and fellow management member, Mealy. Mealy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic tonight. Last day of the regular season. It's definitely exciting, but as time is winding down from this regular season, I'm getting super excited for the postseason.
Oh yeah, it's the postseason is coming up. It's right around the corner. Next week we'll start the postseason, so you guys are not going to want to miss it. And you know, Mealy, what better way to get into the postseason spirit than for our final match of the regular season to have such high stakes, a win in your in matchup between the Rooks and the Warhawks, both of them 11 and 12 right now.
Yeah, I was about to say both teams here, Rooks and Warhawks, I'm pretty sure, like you said, have the same record. So not only is this a win and in scenario, this should shape up to be a extremely competitive game of Rocket League here.
Yeah, no, it definitely should be here. I am very excited to see how things are going to go between these two teams. And Mealy, before we kick things off here, can you tell us maybe a little bit about the players on any of these two teams and who we might have to look out for as we get into this one?
I know probably about 4 or so of these players. I know Speed Demon being the GM of what is it, Chessall, right? So the pawns. He's obviously someone to look out for. I know he's really good. L7 Esoteric I had on my Minotaurs team last season, and he's a player I really like, so I'd watch out for him too. And can't count out Sky Newbie either.
Oh yeah, definitely Sky Newbie. I did experience some 6-mans last night. Well, I guess I don't even know if it's last night. It's like early this morning, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. 6-mans out there, Mealy. That man was on the grind. So if there's anyone to maybe watch out for, maybe Sky Newbie, as he is definitely on the grind. But we got the teams in the lobby here. Both are ready to go, Mealy. So I'm gonna throw it to you. Who do you got in this one? Who is gonna be heading in to the postseason?
Oh man, I don't want to be blamed for a caster curse. Why you got to put this on me? I genuinely think that this series is going to go to a game 5, and for no reason at all, I'm going to say the Pawns win it.
You're the Rooks.
Or the Rooks, I'm sorry, yes.
Same org.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're playing a little bit better than the Pawns in this one, as we're going to get things underway, folks. The final matchup of the regular season. We got the Rooks in the white tonight, as we got Speed Demon, Mr. Marino, and I believe it's Cameron backwards, is my knowledge there. And this one is going to be fired in by the GM himself, Riken first.
Yeah, I mentioned got to watch out for Speed Demon here. Looks like he's going to read his own pass off the backboard to a wide open net with an early 1-goal lead.
Yeah, that one is going to start the scoring out early for the Rooks before we can even introduce the Warhawks here in this one, as we do have Sky Newbie, Lucky, and Esoteric here, L7 Esoteric on the board. A lot of great players in this one, and both of them understanding the stakes of this matchup. It is win and you're in, lose and you're going to need some help at the very least. You might even be eliminated. This one we pinched off to the side. Speed Demon going to send it down. Sky Newbie is waiting. Going to push this one up. Cameron or Normac going to push that one in. Mr. Marino. There's the backboard. This one down. Warhawks trying to push this one out. Sky Newbie getting a little bit dribbled there as this one fired towards the net. Might have caught him out once more, but it's off the post. Not going to quite fall in. Again, off the backboard. Lucky trying to get up, and Speed Demon comes back again. A second goal for the Rooks.
Another wonderful goal there by a Speed Demon. And I wanted to ask you, Rocketman, really quickly, do you think, even though some of these players have a lot of experience, especially in Nemesis, do you think that being on stream in this scenario, that stream nerves are going to come to play here?
Oh, I would definitely say so. There's a lot of experience between these people, like you mentioned. I mean, Speed Demon, Mr. Marino, and Sky Newbie are 3 players that have been around Nemesis for many seasons, so they understand the stakes and they know what's here. But yeah, the stream nerves are definitely a factor in this one. As this is basically a postseason game, a win and you're in game. So you know the nerves are going to be high. Game 1, a lot of mistakes will be made, as this one out of the midfield to be saved away just in time, though, as that was a very close opportunity. But yeah, Mealy, I think the nerves are going to be high, but you know, as series goes on, you got to settle in and You gotta figure things out.
So speaking of settling in, I was about to say, it looks like the Warhawks are starting to kind of settle in with this series as well right now. Even though they're down 2, still plenty of time in this first game, and kind of seems like they're starting to get the ball rolling a little bit here.
Yeah, they're trying to fire it in the midfield, but not quite gonna go this time, as now they're actually gonna be forced to retreat in their own corner. Normac can't touch. This guy newbie send it down. Esoteric gonna get dribbled a little bit. Is in a couple of that where the Rooks are just dribbling. Warhawks member Mr. Marino on the back. We're trying to find the double. The big demo. He's gonna open up Speed Demon. Firing that one in. Looking for that hat trick. Not gonna find it. It's Sky Newbie 1-on-1, but Normac gonna come up big with the touches. Esoteric gonna fire that one in. Not quite. Gonna to send it in. As Lucky is gonna find that one doinking off his car. Mr. Marino, not a lot of boost. Trying to just push it around, but not gonna go. And immediately, we're about 2 minutes remaining in this one. Rook still holding on to that lead for the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0, like I said, 2 minutes left in this game. It's been quite ping-pongy as we see a ball floating very high. It's going to go into the net. Speed Demon getting the hat trick with the cross-field boomer goal.
Yeah, and the Warhawks just caught out once more. Speed Demon just has got a free net. Free bang, free clear, sends it in, and that's what you love to see here. And you know, Mealy, as a fellow GM, I want to hear your points on this. What kind of pressure? Do you think there's extra pressure as the GM to kind of try to lead your team to a victory?
Not only as GM, but also I'm assuming he might be captain as well. You know, you are a team leader. Obviously, as GM, you're an org leader as well. But you are a team leader for your team. I know everyone's going to be expecting to, you know, look up to you. And kind of get any advice or any feedback from you. Speed Demon doing a great job, though, leading his team, and I'm sure his teammates are very comfortable playing right behind him there.
Yeah, and the Rooks, nearly one of these teams that started the season. They started 0-7 on the season here, so this has been a miraculous turnaround to get to 7-10 to even have a chance. Made a couple roster moves, and so far they have most definitely worked out, and it put them in a great position here. Push into play-in tournament. It's under a minute remaining here. An opportunity. Shot towards that. Esoteric can't get it. That one not going to find its way through. But here comes Lucky. Going to push it in. The Warhawks are going to get on the board.
Yeah, Warhawks are going to strike once. It's still a minute left in this game, but maybe that could be the start of some momentum going here for the Warhawks, as they're kind of looking to try to get a little bit closer here in this game one.
Yeah, they've gotten a little bit closer here. Only down by 2, most definitely possible with 55 seconds remaining, but you're gonna have to operate quickly. This one's sent into the Rook's corner. Speed Demon gonna find a touch out. Lucky trying to push it back in. 50. Not quite gonna go the Warhawks' way. Is this one punched back in? Normac gonna leave that one as Lucky pushing this one up. Speed Demon gonna be 50 down the midfield. Mr. Marino gonna make a turn. Gonna find a touch. Speed Demon gonna cross for somebody. Not gonna find him though. So we're down to the final 30 seconds here of regulation in game number 1. Rooks looking to strike first in this win and you're in matchup. Locked across. Last chance for the Warhawks here. If they can make a full court push, they need to score 2. And score with time still on the clock with the Rooks. Trying to deny this one away. Gonna keep it in. Normac sends it in, and yeah, that is gonna wrap it up here for this game number 1. Merely a great performance out from the Rooks and Speed Demon. You mentioned the Hattie gonna be the MVP of game 1.
Absolutely. Speed Demon going to grab the MVP and, like I said, the hat trick from that first game, putting up just shy of 600 points. If I'm the Warhawks here in this scenario, I got to be thinking, hey, we got to stop Speed Demon as the only one to score on his team so far. With that said, though, from watching this first game here, Warhawks have had opportunities. You know, they've been in the offensive zone. They've had a couple shooting opportunities, putting up 4 shots themselves. They just need to connect on some of them, though. And to be honest, you know, based on the way they've been playing, it's just a matter of time. I think they're going to go.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to get one in the back of the net from Lucky in that game number 1. And yeah, they've had some good opportunities, but Rooks definitely led the pace in this first game. And we're going to have to see, can the Warhawks battle back in game number 2? Definitely going to be looking, in my eyes, I'm going to be looking towards Sky Newbie here, Mealy. I feel like he has got to be, you know, the veteran on that team. It got to be the leader here heading into this game 2.
Yeah, I'm also looking at Lucky. I was watching him make a couple of plays and a couple nice touches that last game, especially at the end. I just think they need to get past that first line of defense and rip a nice shot on target. And I think they're going to start seeing some success.
Here is Lucky. Gonna put this one off the backboard. Gonna find another touch. The ball's still floating, but not quite gonna go here. So Warhawks looking to bring it back in the series, trying to tie things up. The Rooks struck first with a game 1 win. This ball pushed towards the midfield. A big miss comes through, and there is Lucky, the man he talked about, sending it in the net. And Warhawks take the lead.
Yeah, Lucky with the first goal of this game too, coming from the guy you talked about, Sky Newbie. The 2 players that we were looking at to potentially step up here early in this game, and that's exactly what they just did.
Yeah, that's a good 1-2 combination, and a combo that teams are definitely gonna be scared of, and definitely got to keep their eyes out for, as they prove it right there. And this one, a dangerous ball, a big miss comes through. Mr. Marino, he's gonna send it in and tie it right back up.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate miss there by the Warhawks. Marino going to capitalize on that opportunity, though. Just going to bang the ball towards the net and see if it sticks. In fact, this time it did.
Yeah, and that's one thing we will see a lot of times, Amelie. I mean, in Prospect League, in the lower leagues especially, but even other leagues, this one is going to just fall in. Esoteric puts it in, hold that thought.
I feel like it was a very similar situation. Esoteric with actually a very good shot on that with a bounce shot. And honestly, sometimes those are much harder to defend than a shot that's 60 miles per hour right in front of you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You got to try to read the bounce and then get up to it. And unfortunately for the Rooks, they weren't able to do so. And yeah, it goes back to the motto of, sometimes you just gotta fire one at the net. And a lot of times, merely in the Prospect League and the lower leagues, especially, even these pot shots will just work out for you.
Absolutely. I know back in my time in Prospect a couple seasons ago, that was pretty much my motto, was just keep shooting on net and see what happens. So we see Lucky here looking to maybe get it mustied. Going to be saved by Mr. Marino. Sky Newbie there with the follow. It's not going to get saved. It's going to go in for the 3rd goal for the Warhawks.
The Warhawks feeling it there, and you see Lucky, the whole musty, didn't quite get the power, but Mr. Marino didn't get the save. Lucky comes through with a bump. And it's that combo once more. Lucky and Sky Newbie, they are most definitely feeling it. 3 goals, Mealy, and we're only about a minute in.
Yeah, 3 goals for the Warhawks, 1 for the Rooks, right? Yes.
They're still the Rooks.
I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, definitely a lot of goals so far, and it's only been a minute and 15 seconds into this game.
Yeah, no, they are cooking right now, and Sky Newbie's trying to cook. Push this one off the backboard. Speed Demon looking to clear it out. It's Esoteric fired it back in. Speed Demon take control. Mr. Marino looking to find the attack there. A little touch pass out in midfield, but no one from the Rooks quite ready to make that one happen. This one pushed off the backboard. Awkward ball. Speed Demon can find a touch, but only so far as the corner. It's that one. He's going to find a big pinch clear out in the midfield. Mr. Marino shooting it towards the net, but just a little bit wide this time. It's Lucky trying to take control. Speed Demon in midfield. It's going to be going to actually opt for the demo there. Going to give away a little bit of possession, as Lucky is going to come through and help him out. So Warhawks looking to push it right back. This ball popped up. Mr. Marino awkward there. A miss from Esoteric. It's going to be a little bit awkward. It's sent back down. Lucky can take control. Dangerous once again. Both teams are going to survive, and a couple of fakes and missed opportunities here. Amelia, is we're halfway here. Warhawks still holding on to the 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and I know we talked about kind of just shooting the ball in net sometimes and seeing if it works. However, on the opposite side of that, I also would like to see some of these players start to take control of the ball a little bit more. And I'm not saying to necessarily, go and dribble the ball all the way down the field, but maybe just get one setup touched and then a pass to a teammate, as Mr. Marino almost scores a very beautiful looking goal. Yeah, I want to see the Rooks here kind of start to take more control of the ball and use each other as teammates again.
Speed Demon gonna try to do that, but Lucky is all over that one, not letting them get any passing plays set up. As Normac tried to send it away. Sky Newbie in the net there. Esoteric to pop this one up high. Speed Demon using his boost to push it to the corner. But Lucky is there out of the midfield. A banging shot comes in. Another great passing play, and it's the Warhawks who are finding those all game long.
Yeah, it seems like they're just picking right back up from that last game there with that momentum. What a passing play by the Warhawks, giving them a 3-goal buffer here with just over a minute and a half remaining.
Yeah, that's a huge lead here for them as they're trying to tie this series up heading into game number 3. 4 goals to 1 is great margin for them. This ball is popped up. That one, we push down Sky Newbie, be the one to make the touch. Mr. Reno gonna flick it by one. It's just Esoteric. This one off the backboard should be a finishing shot, but he gets back to it. Esoteric somehow, some way on the goal line gets back to it. And Sky Newbie gonna get back to this one. And the Warhawks defense is holding, but Rooks, can they finish it off? Mr. Reno trying to put it in, but it's denied again. The Warhawks defense really shutting it down.
Yeah, the orange wall indeed. I know we joke about saying that all the time, no matter what color, whatever team it's on, but oh my goodness, that was a whole minute worth of the Warhawks just making sure, as we see a nice pass speed, and that's going to get denied at the goal line as well from Lucky. Oh my goodness, Rockerman.
Wow, this team right here, Warhawks, are locking it down on the defensive end. Nobody in, nobody out there, and they are going to hold on to this lead and pretty much all but secure this game 2 victory. And I think Mealy, I think they understand the implications of this game, of this series right there with all those saves. And it looks like as the time ticks down, the Rooks are not going to get it, and the Warhawks are going to come through and tie the series up.
Yeah, the Warhawks are looking to tie this up, like you said, put it to a best of 3 instead of a best of 5. I mean, I don't want to jinx anybody, but it's kind of looking like we might have a future Game 5 on our hands. It would be awesome to see, but yeah, the Warhawks with an excellent answer from that first game to tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, and after Speed Demon dropped 3 goals on their head, the Warhawks had an answer, and you know, I guess look at all of them getting involved. Every single goal was assisted there on the Warhawks end, coming up with 4 assists. So, I mean, really, that seemed like the story there, Mealy, in that game number 2. Besides the insane defensive performance at the very end, those passing plays from the Warhawks, they knew how to find each other, and it resulted in multiple very good goals.
Yeah, absolutely. The Warhawks putting on a team clinic for that game. Hopefully, the Rooks here can answer. Speed Demon a little quieter that game, but we'll see if maybe he can put up a response of his own.
Yeah, we will see as we'll be heading to game number 3, and this one gonna be so crucial. Gonna be so crucial for both these two teams. Mealy, as we mentioned, it's win and you're in, and this game is gonna put you 1 win away. What do you want to see? I know the Rooks were the ones that couldn't quite get it going in that last game. What do you want to see from them as we start off with game 3?
What I would love to see from the Rooks here is it seems like they kind of got away from establishing pressure like they had in that first game. Perhaps they need to be a little bit more aggressive, but I think they need to establish pressure again like they were before.
They did have a lot of great pressure in that game 1, but didn't really find anything. Only 1 goal in that game 2, so I think you're right on the money right there. As they're gonna have to try to battle back if they're gonna want a chance to make the postseason. This one popped up in the midfield. 50. They come across, dropping down. Warhawks gonna push this one towards it. A big miss from both players, but no one from the Warhawks quite ready to capitalize on the double miss. As Esoteric gonna fire it back in. Normac on the dribble, gonna pop it by 1. 50 coming through. Sky Newbie find a touch, send it up high. Lucky thought about going up with that one, gonna opt to stay down. This one pushed back in the midfield. Lucky cutting it off, sending it towards the Rook's end. Speed Demon pushed it to the corner, but denied away for the moment. So looking to strike back here. This one's sent down towards the net. A dangerous ball there, gonna be pushed just off the post there. A big save there. The Warhawks almost strike first, but instead we're gonna stay tied at 0-0.
Yeah, 0-0, just over a minute and a half into the game. I don't know if you've kind of noticed the same thing that I have, Rockerman, but it seems like both these teams are kind of playing a little bit slow. I don't know if they're going to try to feel each other out again now that, the pressure is a little bit higher, as we see a great save coming from Lucky. But yeah, it just seems like they're not really playing as aggressive as they were in games 1 and 2. Perhaps, they have the stream nerves kind of coming in, and they recognize that a lot more is on the line as L7 Esoteric is going to slot one in.
Yeah, I agree with you here. I think both these teams are kind of understanding the importance of this game three. And Sky Newbie with a great pinch there. He's been a great facilitator thus far in this series, finding the passing plays to his teammates and found another great one right there. But here comes Speed Demon coming right back. Oh no, it's off the crossbar.
no.
That one was an open net, but he couldn't quite get it on. And that one, a heartbreaker, potentially, if they're unable to score. Right here is they're trying to keep it in. Lucky gonna take control. Ball popping out, Mr. Marino looking to keep the pressure. It's still sustained. This one popping up high. Opportunity. Shot towards the net, but just can be a little bit wide. The Rooks starting to put on the pressure. Mr. Marino is trying to take it across, but that one almost gonna be cleared out. It's sent back towards that Esoteric with another save there. Ball still floating, but Lucky is able to send it down. And the Rooks can't quite capitalize as that one they're gonna want that possession and that opportunity back, I think.
Yeah, I bet you Speed Demon's going to be thinking about that one, wanting that one back. However, kind of like exactly opposite of what I was saying about a minute ago. It seems like both of these teams have just sped right up as we see a potential open net situation with Lucky. Can he get there in time? He does get there just before Normac does, putting the Warhawks up 2-0.
Yeah, Lucky with that extra touch, able to send it down, and he's just able to get to it. Not a lot of boost, but he pushes it through, and the Warhawks here poised and primed. They've got a 2-goal lead here. 2:13 remaining, and Mealy once again it's back solely in the Rook's corner here to try to find a response.
Yeah, 2 goals. You got to think that goal was quite important, as now you're kind of putting on pressure on the Rooks here, as they only have just under half a game now to be able to score 2 goals. Hopefully they can get one here. It's a potential mistake coming out. Mr. Marino going to try to put a shot on target. Can't quite get it there. Speed Demon going to try a shot of his own. Mr. Marino going to get a redirect. Normac, can he get there though for a touch? He does.
This one can be pushed off. The Rooks almost had their opportunity there, but not quite able to find one in the net as we're down to a minute 30 just about remaining in this game number 3. This game will put them 1 win away for the postseason. The flipper set coming through. Lucky with a nice touch, able to send it down. This guy Newbie trying to send it in, but Demo on the other end could have opened up some space, but Lucky not quite ready for that one, as that was an opportunity for the Warhawks, but they couldn't quite put it on. You're not expecting the miss there. It's sent back down, dropped in the midfield. Normac pushing this one out, trying to find a 50. Speed Demon is there. Send this one towards the back foot, but Lucky, he's all over it. Able to push it to the corner. And a minute remaining here, as this one, an opportunity, not quite gonna find it. Speed Demon trying to slow it down, looking for something for someone. This one again off the corner. We blocked away, as that one, big miss, trying to leave it. Super awkward ball, dropping out of the midfield. Speed Demon trying to get to it, but he's dunked away. And 40 seconds remaining here. Mealy, the Rooks trying to find something, but a big fake, a slowdown from Esoteric to send it in.
Yeah, Esoteric with a change-up of a shot, putting the Warhawks up 3-0. That could be the dagger with only 30 seconds left of this game number 3 here. Warhawks, if they go up 2-1, they'll put them on, what, match point, right?
Correct.
It could be crucial here.
Yeah, 30 seconds remaining. The Rooks somehow need to find 3 goals. Otherwise, they're going to be staring on a possible elimination from this season. Those season hopes may be dashed. Both of these teams understanding the stakes. This one blocked a great pre-jump by Sky Newbie. The Warhawks defense once again. And how about trying to turn it into offense? Speed even trying to get back to it. He does just in time, but it's not going to be enough here for game number 3. Instead, we will head to game number 4 here. The Forbidden Temple with one last opportunity for the Rooks to strike back, and one opportunity merely for the Warhawks. If they win this next game, they'll be heading to the postseason.
Yeah, it was a great win for the Warhawks there. I'm gonna be honest, Rocket Man. I don't know what the Rooks need to do in order to stop this Warhawks. Not only offense but defense. The team as a whole, as they all share 400 points as well for score. All 3 of them have just been playing out of their minds. They know what's at stake, but it's not bothering them at all. Regardless of them being on stream, the fact that this is a win-and-in situation, they know what's at stake, and they're all business going forward.
Yeah, all business indeed, and that's That's just impressive from these guys so far, but the series is not over. As they say, the job's not done here until they can get this last game. And, you know, Forbidden Temple, it could provide some chaos. And the Rooks, you know, maybe Mealy at this point, maybe the Rooks need some chaos with how things were going, because it's just, I mean, they got a lot of shots there. It looks like they actually led 8-6 in shots, but no goals to show for it. So, I mean, I don't know, but they need some sort of chaos if they're going to want to force Game 5 to keep their hopes alive.
Yeah, they need something. They just need to see the ball go in the net. Like you said, they're putting shots on target. They're getting good offensive pressure. They just can't get it past that orange wall of the Warhawks. So hopefully they can see one go in, hopefully early.
Yeah, that's what you need here when you're down in a series. Get that first one. Give your team some hope. As this one could be the one. It's gonna find its way in. Mr. Reno slides it home.
Exactly what they were looking for, I'm sure. 10 seconds into this crucial game, putting them up 1-0 to give them a 1-goal lead. Hopefully they can turn around and get a second one, though, so they can get a little bit of buffer.
Yeah, that would be nice for them. It's their hunting for that Game 5 here. The Rooks able to strike first. Warhawks, they've had some great offenses. A bump attempt coming through. They've got the players there, but the Rooks, they turn the defense, turn the tides there. This one, dangerous ball, L7. Not a lot of boost. Mr. Reno fires it, but it's just off. That one so close from extending their margin. But that is how Forbidden Temple goes sometimes. The posts are unkind. The net untouched there as the Warhawks look to try to get this one out. But it's going to be sent down, and now the Rooks back on the defensive end. But a very close opportunity there, Mealy.
Yeah, you asked for chaos, and it looks like you're getting it at the start of this Game 4 here. 1 minute in, 1 goal already on the scoreboard. Looks like the Warhawks looking to answer here. As Esoteric going for a double tap. It's going to waterfall down. Marino going to clear that one safely, though. But yeah, 1 minute in, we have seen quite a lot of action so far, as obviously the Pawns, or the Rooks rather, are not going to go down without a fight. And it looks like the Warhawks are not going to let them just go. I'd say that as Marino is going to sneak it in.
Mr. Marino going to come back in time there as L7, he finds the save, but there's no one else to follow. Mr. Marino going to use that post to his advantage this time, and the Rooks a 2-0 lead early. And yeah, you could have scripted a better start here for them, Mealy, in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-goal lead early in the game. This guy Newbie gonna look to get a flip reset there. But this is exactly what the Rooks needed. They have a good start. Now let's see if they can keep this pressure going. And who knows, if this does go to Game 5, this could be the momentum that would carry them through that Game 5 and potentially win this very critical series.
Yeah, this is pretty much all the marbles for these two teams. They've had great regular seasons thus far. Maybe not the best regular season, but they are in a contention here, and a win will get them in. As this one could be fired towards the net, but just pushed a little bit wide, and that one almost found its way in. Not this time. This ball dropping down. Sky Newbie off the backboard. Normac gonna find a touch. Lucky into the corner, looking to give some chase, trying to find the teammates. That's what's worked well for him thus far, is those passing plays. And now they're taking it slow, trying to find that touch. Speed Demon now gonna bang this one down into the corner. A little bit awkward there for the Warhawks. Speed Demon coming through. He's gonna find a double tap off the wall. He puts it in, and the Warhawks defense, once great, now crumbling.
What a shot by Speed Demon. What a double tap as well. Having the knowledge to be able to keep going with the flip and boost through it to get that double tap. What a shot.
That was huge from the GM right there to add even more margin of error for them, as they're up 3-0 in Game 4, trying to force us to a Game 5 alert. As a flip reset going to come through, shot towards net, but Speed Demon denies it away. But that one, likely dangerous ball. Mr. Marino gonna have to take control, pushes one up high. Sky Newbie off the ceiling, gonna cut that one off. Esoteric fires it in towards the backboard. Speed Demon gonna push it to the corner as Lucky, and then it back on a 50 is gonna come through. Gonna push that one away, but the Warhawks are trying to put some pressure on here. Amelia's, we're down to 2 minutes remaining here. These Warhawks are down by 3. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness, that was almost an insane angle. They still might find it, but it's not gonna go. Sky Newbie off the backboard trying to find it. but Normac is going to clear it away. The Warhawks, they are trying their hardest, Mealy.
Yeah, we almost just saw a potential goal of the year candidate there. However, we see Mr. Marino going to have a potential wide open shot attempt as Normac going to not be able to get enough power on that one as it gets saved by Lucky. Warhawks are giving everything they have here with the last minute and a half remaining here. They don't want to go to a game 5. As like we were saying throughout this entire series, there is a lot on the line. You don't want to be the team that has to rely on other teams helping you out to be able to get a potential playoff berth. You want to have that win-in scenario. You want to be in complete control. And it looks like that the Rooks, being up 3 with a minute left now, are doing just that.
Yeah, they are in control of this game 4, but this series is not over yet. This game is not over yet. The Warhawks still have an opportunity, but 3 goals is going to be a tough hill to climb. On the final 50 seconds here, the ball out in the midfield, the Warhawks send it up to the side. Sky Newbie and Lucky both going after this one. This one off the backboard. Look at the follow with Normac. A great touch. Able to clear it away. Time once again ticking in this game number 4. Could be seeing that coveted game 5 alert. That would be a great way to end the regular season in a win and you're in a matchup. This ball popped up, sent away. The Rooks maybe looking for one more for the road, but Esoteric gonna shut that one down. Guy Newbie, he's gonna find it away. And as this one gets out into the corner, and that is gonna do it here. Mealy in this one, more than likely, as this one is sent up, and that will do it here in this one. Mealy, we got the game 5 alert coming our way, just what we asked for here between these two teams to win this game 5, and you're in.
Yeah, what did I say at the very beginning of the series? I didn't want to be the one responsible for a caster curse. I said it was probably going to be a game 5, but that I wanted a game 5. Well, here we are. We got what we were looking for. And now, because I said, what did I say? Rooks for no reason. If they win, yay, I called it. If they lose, it wasn't my fault. I promise I love everybody.
Well, you know what, Amelia? I think the good news for you, if we go back to tapes, I think you said pawns for no reason, so you didn't really jinx.
Awesome.
You didn't really jinx anyone.
Awesome.
So we might be safe in that instance, but regardless, either way here between these two teams, Amelia, this series has been an absolute showdown. Both these teams, I mean, you could just feel the pressure between these two teams in this one. It's a win and you're in right here, and it's only one more game where you got to make the magic happen.
Yeah, this is game 5 here. This is, like I said, winning in and potentially lose and go home. We don't know yet with all of the tiebreakers and stuff that's going on. So yeah, obviously, like I said, you want to be the one in the driver's seat. You want to win this game and guarantee your spot. You don't want to have to rely on other people or other teams to potentially get you in. So this Champions Field game 5 is arguably the most important single game of both of these rosters' seasons so far.
Yeah, this might be the single most important game in Nemesis Season 11 thus far, as it is win and you're in here, folks. Rooks versus Warhawks. We got game 5 underway. Who will come up clutch for their team and send them to the postseason? The Warhawks gonna start out with the attack there. Save gonna come through as it's pushed off to the corner. Esoteric gonna find a touch. This ball out of the midfield. Speed Demon sending it down. Lucky racing back and find a touch. Gonna push it to the corner. This ball to the side here. Rooks pushing it in up in the corner. This ball floating across, but Lucky gonna find a touch, looking for another one as a demo came through and opened up a little bit of space. Amelia, as we get into this crucial game 5, who are you looking at here to try to find this first goal, try to make this first play for their team?
Well, if I'm Rooks, and I know this might be biased, GM bias, but I'm looking for Speed Demon. He's got to be the one to score the first goal and lead his team, and I think if he does, then that's going to be the exact momentum that you're looking for. If I'm the Warhawks, you got to look out for that Sky Newbie and Lucky combo.
Yeah, that combo has been deadly on the Warhawks end. But yes, Speed Demon and the Rooks, they have been great to answer. We saw Mr. Marino come up big in that game number 4. A lot of names, a lot of pressure in this one. Try to make something happen. This ball off the backward, big miss, but Sky Newbie is going to come back to find a touch. This ball floating, opportunity, pushed across, but not going to go this time. Sky Newbie is going to take this one up. Going to try to find the flip reset there. As the ball drops down, Esoteric going to get this one, but Speed Demon going to dive through. This one floating. Lucky going to help him out as they're going to send it in. This one towards the backward, but Normac going to push that one out. Mr. Marino finds a touch. This ball could be dangerous. A miss comes through. The ball still around, but it's going to be cleared away. That opportunity is not going to find its way through. Sky Newbie now on the dribble, looking to fire this one. He pops it up high, off the backboard again, but it's not going to go. The Warhawks dove in on that one. Now the Rooks looking to find a counterattack. A demo comes through, ball high off the backboard, but a save comes its way through. As this one, he popped up. Sky Newbie finds a touch, but really these two teams, Warhawks, try to fire one in. Wait a minute, this one's sent down. The Speed Demon, he's back in time to make a save, and we're going to stay 0-0. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe not
absolutely.
for long.
I know we talked about it a couple of games ago regarding the possible stream nerfs, but what does that game 5 with your potential season on the line do to stream nerfs? I feel like that has to at least multiply that tenfold.
Yeah, I would have to say so. I mean, there's almost no greater pressure. This could be your season, down to one singular game. How you perform in this one will determine whether you continue on in season 11 or head home. This one, Warhawks maybe caught the Rooks out a little bit. The demo comes through between these two teams. As this one, push down Mr. Marino. Gonna find a touch. Gonna get it by one. It's sent down. He's gonna find the demo. Opening up some big space there. Esoteric. Gonna find a touchback. Normac finds one. Trying to find a 50. It's Sky Newbie. He's gonna come through, make that touch. He's trying to send it down. Speed Demon versus Sky Newbie there. This one off the backboard. Esoteric. He's coming in looking for the shot. It's gonna be saved away for the moment. Still popped up though. Mr. Marino is gonna push it away as Normac is gonna send it down into the corner here. This ball is popped up and sent away. And we got a minute and a half here, Mealy, in game 5. Both these teams at 0-0. It's looking like one of these games where one goal, one mistake could determine it.
Yeah, 0-0 with a minute and a half remaining. Who is going to be that hero for their team? We're just going to have to find out here. It could potentially be OT, maybe not, I don't know. Either way, this has been one heck of a game, one heck of a series, and oh my goodness, Rockerman!
Mr. Marino, he's coming up big. A Nemesis veteran with a big pinch, Lucky on the dribble, but Mr. Marino coming with a big dunk, and with a minute 10 remaining, the Rooks have the lead.
Yeah, it's been a long time in this game, but with a minute and 10 seconds left, the Rooks get the 1-0 lead. Warhawks looking to answer. And I mean, if I remember from the last couple of games, it seems like they've been relatively shut down offensively. If the Rooks can keep going with that and shut them down, they could be looking at a potential game 5 win here with only a minute left.
Yeah, and the Rooks gonna have to hold on, but the flip reset coming through, trying to find the dunk. It's all on the Warhawks now. And they find the offense. A big save comes through from the Rooks. Warhawks looking to pick up some boost. This one gonna be over the top of one. Lucky sends it up high. Esoteric try to drop that one down. Can't find the touch. Lucky dropping. It's floating, but the ball's gonna go up here as we're down to the final 30 seconds. The Rooks looking to find the dagger here. Can they close it out here? Can they send themselves to the postseason? The Warhawks have an opportunity here. This one pushed to the side here. Sky Newbie, opportunity, it's off the post. Can they find the follow? No, it's gonna be pushed to the corner here. Maybe last chance for the Warhawks and their season. The ball popped up. Esoteric, he's firing it high off the backboard. Mr. Marino, he can't find the touch. This one is sent into the corner. Can they find one more? The ball is up, it's floating. Opportunity, no, it hits the ground. That close, and the Rooks hold on in game 5.
Oh my goodness, Rockerman. That was 1/2 of a second away from being overtime, game 5, season on the line, winning in. What a series, what a match. Pat on the back to everyone involved, all the players. That was one heck of a series to watch. I mean, I'm thankful to even be here to witness that, and I'm speechless. That was crazy.
Oh my goodness, folks. That is one way to end off the regular season right there. That close for the Warhawks to push it to OT and maybe have a chance, but the Rooks, they hold on, and wow. Wow, Mealy. I mean, what else is there to say, but what a series, and big congratulations to the Rooks.
Congratulations to the Rooks. Hopefully we get to see the Warhawks again. Like I said, we don't know what's going on with all of these tiebreakers and stuff in Prospect, because I know the season's been chaos for Prospect. There's been, a lot of shifting around, as there's a lot of teams with similar records and, within one win, one loss of each other. So hopefully we get to see the Warhawks team again. I think they were very good. Hats off to them. Congratulations again to that Rooks roster, and what a series.
Yeah, very, very impressive indeed. Big congratulations to them. And yeah, I think at this point we're gonna have to go crunch some tiebreakers for the Warhawks' sake. We'll have to see if they're gonna make their way in. But what we do know is that Rooks are in to the postseason, so we'll be seeing a lot of them starting next week with the play-in tournament. So man, I mean, if you guys want to see some more action like that, make sure you guys follow and tune in next week, Monday. We're going to have the prospect through rival play-in tournaments all happening next week. So you don't want to miss it for that one for sure. So make sure you guys tune around or stick around for that one. And yeah, got one more quick shout out here. If you guys haven't already, feel free to check out the Discord. These are all of some of our biggest supporters here subscribing in the Discord, our Nemesis premium subscribers. Big shout out to everyone who has supported us, especially Flame Intruder Jax, Aiko, and Street Soul, our Challenger Plus subscribers. Much love to all you guys and everyone who support us thus far in the regular season. But really, we gotta look ahead, heading into next week. I mean, the postseason, the play-in tournament. I mean, we had some basically some playoff caliber matches, but next week is where the real magic begins.
Yeah, kind of had a little bit of a preview, especially this series here. I wasn't able to really tune into stream side my match before this as well. So hopefully the games were just as good as this one was. But yeah, the play-ins start next week. Those are always, I feel like, insane matches. It's always turning into, because those are best of fives, right?
Correct. Yeah, those will be
So
best of fives.
Yeah, so those matches I feel like are always, push and pull. Any team can win, any team can go home. It really all depends on who's feeling it that day and who's been riding that wave.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. You guys do not want to miss it. Next week, make sure you guys tune in. But yeah, that is gonna wrap it up for us tonight. So we appreciate you guys, everyone tuning in, everyone who supported on tonight, and we'll see you guys next week for the play-in tournament. Stay tuned Monday. We'll see you guys there. Take care and have a great night, everybody.
See you guys.
Illuminate my face on the bright light. It's shining down on us on the bright light. Illuminate your face on the bright light. That's when I come alive. Baby, take me higher. I wanna see the whole sky. See the galaxy's reflection in your eyes. There's nothing that compares to this energy. I've got a sweet escape on the bright light. Illuminate